28 years. 28 years of hurt, heartbreak, and near misses. And then, in the dead of a June night at Gillette Stadium in Boston, John McGinn stepped forward and wrote himself into the history books. Scotland 1, Haiti 0. The Tartan Army's first World Cup goal since 1998. A nation that had been locked out of football's greatest tournament for 6 agonizing cycles finally back, and not just back, but winning. The question is, was this the start of something truly historic, or just a beautiful first chapter before the real tests arrive? Welcome to Soccer Vault. I'm breaking down every angle of Scotland's emotional World Cup return, Haiti's defiant debut, and what this stunning result means for one of the most intriguing groups in the entire tournament. Let's get into it. To understand what this match truly meant, you have to feel the weight both of these nations carried into that stadium on the night of June 13th. Scotland have not been at a World Cup since France, 1998. 6 consecutive failed qualifying campaigns, each one more painful, more gut-wrenching than the last. They finally broke that curse by topping their UEFA qualifying group, finishing ahead of Denmark, Greece, and Belarus. And their reward? Being thrown into Group C, arguably the tournament's toughest group, alongside 5-time world champions Brazil and Morocco, who reached the semifinals at Qatar 2022. Then there's Haiti. This is only their second World Cup appearance in history, and their first in 52 years. Back in 1974, they shipped 14 goals across 3 matches. Not exactly the fondest memory, but they earned this return. They topped their CONCACAF qualifying group ahead of Jamaica and Cuba, defying every expectation. A young squad, average age just 24, built largely from the diaspora, many of their players competing across Europe and North America, unified under the Les Grenadiers badge for the biggest stage their football has ever seen. Both teams walked into Gillette Stadium carrying the hopes and the anxiety of an entire country on their backs. You could feel it before a single ball was kicked. Here's what people need to understand about the first 20 minutes of this match. Haiti were good. Not just organized, genuinely, purposefully good. They set up in a compact mid-block, stayed disciplined, and refused to be rushed or rattled by Scotland's early pressure. Wilson Isidore, a man who recently switched international allegiance to Haiti and brings Premier League experience from his time at Sunderland, was a consistent menace in behind, stretching Scotland's defensive shape every time Les Grenadiers won the ball back. Jean-Rickner Bellegarde was sharp in central midfield, breaking up play and driving forward with real intelligence. Scotland had the better technical quality on the ball, no question. Andy Robertson at left back was his usual relentless self, bombing forward, getting crosses into dangerous areas, pressing aggressively when Haiti tried to play out. And Ben Doak on the right wing, still just 20 years old, was an absolute handful. His direct running repeatedly exposed Haiti's left side, and his crossing was crisp and precise throughout the opening spell. But for those first 20 minutes, Haiti made Scotland work for every single yard of grass. The noise from the Haitian support inside the stadium was extraordinary, a wall of color and sound carrying their nation through every challenge. This was not going to be a walkover. Haiti had not come to Foxborough to make up the numbers. And then, at the 28th minute, Scotland turned up the volume. Grant Hanley, commanding at centre-back all night, picked out a lofted pass that dropped perfectly into the feet of Che Adams on the edge of the area. Adams killed it with a brilliant first touch, the kind of control that takes years to master, and laid it back into the path of John McGinn, arriving from deep with his trademark driving run. McGinn stepped forward. One touch, set himself, struck it. The ball clipped a defender, deflected awkwardly, and nestled into the back of Johnny Placid's net. Scotland 1, Haiti 0. The Scottish end of Gillette Stadium did not just cheer, it detonated. Players sprinting from every corner of the pitch, fans in tears, John McGinn buried under a pile of teammates. Scotland's first World Cup goal in 28 years. The captain, the heartbeat of this team for nearly a decade. On the stage that had been denied to him, denied to his entire generation for his entire career. This moment deserved everything it got. Shortly after, Scott McTominay almost made it too, a thunderous-driven effort that cannoned back off the post, the woodwork preserving Haiti's slim hope of staying in the game. Scotland were flying now. The belief was absolute. But here's what makes this story truly compelling. Haiti did not roll over, not for a single second. In the second half, they reorganized, raised their energy, and came back at Scotland with genuine purpose. Ricardo Ade had the best chance of the match for Les Grenadiers, meeting a free kick delivery into the box, heading powerfully on target, and watching the ball sail agonizingly wide of the right post. If that goes in, we are talking about a completely different script tonight. Scotland's backline held its shape magnificently. Grant Hanley was commanding in the air, winning every aerial duel that came his way. Goalkeeper Angus Gunn was composed and assured when called upon, organizing his defense and sweeping up any loose balls that threatened to create panic. Haiti pressed and pressed into the final 10 minutes. They were desperate, understandably so, but Scotland's organization was exceptional. Every time Haiti built a head of steam, a yellow shirt was in the right place, making the right block, the right tackle, the right clearance. And when the final whistle blew, Scotland had done it. 28 years. Done. Now here's where I'm going to say something that some of you might push back on. There are already voices in the media suggesting Scotland got fortunate, a deflected goal, an aid header that could have tied it. The narrative forming in some circles is that this was a lucky win against weaker opposition. And I think that is completely wrong. And here is why. Scotland were the superior team for the full 90 minutes. They had more chances, more control of the ball in dangerous areas, more composure under pressure. The deflection on McGinn's goal? That is just football. Deflected goals happen at every level of the game. Nobody attaches asterisks to them. More importantly, take a step back and look at what Scotland just achieved. They won a World Cup match in a group containing Brazil and Morocco after a 28-year absence from the tournament. They kept clean sheets under enormous emotional weight. They managed the game, adapted when Haiti pushed back, and saw it out. That is not luck. That is quality, organization, and mental toughness. Scotland are not just here to make up the numbers. They are a genuine dark horse. And the team that sits on top of Group C above Brazil and Morocco after Matchday, one deserves to be taken seriously. So let's talk about where Group C stands and what is coming next. After Matchday 1, Scotland lead the group on 3 points. Brazil and Morocco both earned 1 point each from their 1-1 draw earlier on June 13th. Haiti sit bottom with 0. The next round of Group C fixtures brings Scotland face-to-face with Brazil on June 24th at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The 5-time world champions, Vinicius Jr., Neymar, a side built to go all the way. That match is now the defining fixture of Scotland's World Cup campaign, win or draw, and they are almost certainly through to the knockout rounds. Meanwhile, Haiti face Morocco, a match they absolutely must win to keep their qualification hopes alive. The group has set up perfectly for maximum drama. Every point matters. Every game from here is a must-watch. Scotland are back, and they are alive in this World Cup. What a night for the Tartan Army, what a moment for John McGinn, and what a story for football. 28 years of waiting ended with one deflected strike in the 28th minute of a Group C opener in Boston. If you loved this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe to Soccer Vault. We are on the ground covering every single match of World Cup 2026, every angle, every talking point, every surprise. And I want to hear from you. Can Scotland get a result against Brazil on June 24th? Drop your prediction in the comments right now. Are the Tartan Army going to shock the world? I genuinely think they might. We are just getting started. See you on the next one.